Is Zelensky disrespectful for not wearing a suit in the White House?
He has a war going on, man.
I don't get why there's such like a stigma on people that don't wear suits.
Like dressing nicely and wearing cufflinks and nice like suit pants is not a priority for Zelensky. This right-wing supporter who loves Trump asked him, "Why don't you wear a suit?
Yes.
Americans think it's disrespectful." Something also I noticed is Donald Trump's affinity for Putin. Did you notice how in the meeting he said he's been through so much with me? Well, he was saying Vladimir Putin, he's been with so much. The Russia.
That's all he was saying.
He's been through so much with me. Vladimir Putin doesn't care. Let's talk about Ukraine, though. I want to talk about Ukraine.
Yeah.
Trump paused all military aid to Ukraine. Zelensky released a statement saying he regretted the meeting. He didn't say he regretted what I said. He regretted the way the meeting occurred. Ukraine is known as the breadbasket of Soviet Union, and they've always been very valuable to the Russian entity. Why would they want to be part of Russia? If you are on Putin's side on this war, just geopolitically, it doesn't make sense because he wants Ukraine to be part of Russia.
Yeah.
And Ukrainian people are never going to be happy. They're going to revolt. Look at what they did, bro. How they stood up to Putin in those early days.
Would you rather Ukraine be taken over or nukes come out?
That's not the way the world's working right now, man. They're not operating from this standpoint. I feel for the Ukrainian people, though. A genocide. Then the Holocaust happened. Then literally, you have another country invading you. So many civilians have fled.
It's two people playing a game, really, and there's people that are affected. Welcome back to the Gen Z Speaks podcast. Today, I have a very important question for you to start off the day.
What's the question?
Question of the day. Is Zelensky disrespectful for not wearing a suit in the White House?
No. He has a war going on, man.
Dude, honestly, this whole suit bullshit, that was probably the most annoying thing to me in that press conference.
Yeah.
But in general, bro, I don't get why there's such like a stigma on people that don't wear suits. I'm just so, I disagree with that so much, man. I'm always of the belief, if the person knows what they're talking about, then it'll show. You don't have to worry about what they're wearing. That's fucking retarded to me.
There's also a war happening in Ukraine. Like dressing nicely and wearing cufflinks and nice like suit pants is not a priority for Zelensky. His people are dying.
I don't think he would wear a suit either way. I don't think it's his
Zelensky?
personality. Yeah. He says he doesn't have a suit like that guy. Who was that guy?
He's a right-wing reporter. So if you're referring to the Oval Office meeting that Zelensky and Trump had, and this right-wing supporter who loves Trump asked him, "Why don't you wear a suit?
Yes.
Americans think it's disrespectful." Did you think it was disrespectful?
No, I didn't even think about it until he said it.
Yeah. He just wants. I don't know.
I thought it was a traditional getup. Maybe Ukrainian getup. I don't know. That's what I thought.
It's not. What tradition was in that getup? It was very simple. It was like. He was wearing pants and a shirt, a full sleeve shirt.
It was like a semi-collared shirt.
Was it? Yeah, I don't know.
There was no collar, but it was one of those that it's like a Henley.
Like this? Like mine, kind of? It was kind of like mine.
It's kind of like yours, but buttoned up all the way. And it was
yeah.
It's pretty nice. But
I guess I'm wearing Ukrainian tradition.
That's what I was thinking.
Rocking the Ukrainians. What did you think of the meeting?
I thought JD Vance is a hothead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I thought I can understand, honestly, where some of Trump's points were coming from. And then Zelensky. One thing I do think, though, about Trump, he said a few things that were wrong. We were talking about this earlier. Trump said that we donate over $350 billion. That's not true. It was $175 billion, right, since 2021 or 2022. Regardless,
2022,
since 2022. So for 3 years, we've donated $175 billion, which is a significant amount of money.
Yeah, some of that money is in loans as well.
Yeah,
but majority is like, I would say, 80% or 75%.
$115 billion was direct aid.
Yeah, that number seems right. Like yeah, we've given a lot of money.
We've given over $100 billion.
It's not $350 billion though. That's not the figure
that's not accurate, right? And by the way, I watched that 10-minute clip and then I rewatched the entire thing. And Zelensky says thank you like 6 times.
Yeah.
And so Trump's biggest thing, did you say thank you this whole time? And JD said this
But who started it though?
JD.
JD.
Yeah.
He's such a dummy.
I don't know.
I lost all respect for JD Vance. Like, who does he think he is?
I don't know why he did that.
He's not. First, he's one of those guys who pretends to be alpha male, but secretly he's a beta. Like, he's a cuck. He's one of those guys.
He's a cuck.
He's basically a cuck. Yes, like the way he acts. My God.
Look, I'm not saying he's a cuck.
He was trying to be. I'm kidding. I don't know if he's a cuck or not. Man.
I want him on the pod, bro. I'll take him.
JD Vance on the podcast. He was. I think he was being so dishonest in that meeting because he was. And on one hand, he was the one who was making it a confrontation. If you notice in the beginning, bro, Trump is, you can see Zelensky is a little annoyed.
Yeah.
Especially by that suit question. Yes. He's like, I have other things to worry about.
Yeah.
And Trump is kind of like trying to diffuse. He's like, maybe you guys don't like each other, you know, something like that. He's trying to like calm things down.
But even before that happened, Zelensky's already a little annoyed.
Yeah, but Trump was calm. Like, Zelensky was saying things and Zelensky would push back and Trump was like, you know, he wasn't trying to have a confrontation with Zelensky.
He was trying to diffuse it. Yeah,
he was trying to diffuse it, and I admired that about Trump. I was like, wow, he's taking it. Yeah. And then JD straight up said, I don't appreciate you being disrespectful to the president, and you should be thanking him. Yeah. And I was like, where is this coming from?
He might have not honestly been listening. That's probably part of it. Dude, when you're sitting in a meeting, do you listen to everything? You should be. You're the vice president of the United States.
In the Oval Office, I would.
In the Oval Office, I hope you're listening. But if you don't hear him say, like, he said thank you like 6 times, I think I counted. Before that, in the beginning, bro.
And he said you haven't said thank you once.
Yes.
So wow.
And so what I don't understand is why didn't Zelensky say, dude?
Great observation.
Run the video back because I said thank you a few
times. He's not gonna say that.
No, I know he's not.
He's trying to ask for money. Hey yo, Jamie, pull up the video. Hey yo, Quan, pull up the video. He's not gonna say that, obviously. Yeah.
No, of course not. But you would say, like, at least say, "Hey, bro, I did say thank you." I don't know. I mean, I'll say thank you again.
JD, you're a liar. Also, I need $50 billion.
Yeah, bro. Like, what? Like, that does not make any sense to me. Why I don't know, man.
It was. If you notice this, I also noticed this about Donald Trump. As much as he pretends to be in charge, he really is all about the show. Because you notice how towards the end he was like, "That's why I let this whole thing going." Like it was his idea to make this whole thing a confrontation. It was a power play. Yeah, because he was trying to say, "I'm in charge, JD,"
which is smart.
Yeah,
which is a smart thing to do.
Yeah, but it was just interesting to see. Like at the end of the day, he's thinking about the optics like 80% of the time.
He's a marketing guy.
Yeah,
that is Donald John Trump is a marketing guy, bro. I don't know if he's a genius businessman like everybody else makes him out to seem. Great, but he's a great salesman and marketer. That's what he is good at.
Well, he's just confident. He's gonna be the same guy he is publicly, privately. He acted the same way he acted on the debate stage. It's the same person. He's like, you don't have any cards right now. We're not playing cards. Like you
said, he was pretty like non-confrontational before JD.
Yeah, he was. But he was trying to out-alpha JD. He was like, yo, my number 2 can't be the one who's confronting Zelensky. I'm the alpha.
But in that defense though, JD was also like, you disrespected Trump. It's not like he was saying
no. I know. Yeah. JD was playing it. Yeah. Clearly, he's read Robert Greene's 50 Laws of Power because he was like, Donald Trump gets all the credit. You should be thankful to Mr. Trump, Mr. President.
Maybe it was the thing is though, if you see what's that movie called? JD's movie.
Hillbilly Elegy.
Hillbilly Elegy. So I rewatched it like a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
Just to see. Yeah. And there's a scene in there where he's talking to I don't know if it was politicians or lawyers who they were, but they're up there people, right? And they talk shit about his family, calling them hillbillies. He's like, how are you able to go back to those hillbillies? And he got hot-headed. And then he like, hey, don't talk about my family like that, this and that. And he's very defensive, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe that's him. He's just a very hot-headed defensive person.
Yeah, but Zelensky didn't call him a hillbilly. He was just like, yo, JD, what do you mean by diplomacy?
But which I agree with Zelensky on too. There is no diplomacy on Putin's part. That's bullshit.
The thing is, Zelensky's tone was definitely, disrespectful. When he asked JD, he was like, "What do you mean by diplomacy? You dumbass." 100%. That's what he basically was trying to say. Yeah. And then JD is so stupid because he was like, "I've seen tapes." What kind of response is that? I've seen videos. So have all of us.
That was smart of Zelensky. Have you been to Ukraine?
Yeah, he was like, "You haven't even been to Ukraine." He's like, "I've seen." But then what he said was, You basically bring Americans on a propaganda tour to his face. Yeah. And I was like, okay, so here's a guy who's not afraid to confront global leaders. That's something I admire. Yeah. But the way he acted throughout that whole meeting was just stupid, in my opinion.
Zelensky?
No. JD Vance, yeah.
Well, he didn't say anything until the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, but then that was the thing that everybody's talking about. They're talking about JD Vance and Zelensky going at it, and then Trump.
What do you think Trump told him after that meeting?
JD?
Yeah. don't overstep again? Or
no. I don't think JD overstepped. See, he basically.
I don't think he overstepped either. Yeah.
I think he's figured out how to deal with Donald Trump. He kisses his ass so much.
That's everybody, bro. That's everybody in power. You kiss their ass. You say thank you. They're gonna give in.
But then, has Donald Trump ever kissed anybody's ass in politics? Very rarely.
But Donald Trump's already the man. That's the problem. Yeah, he doesn't need politics.
But he does. He actually does kiss ass to some people. That Elon Musk for sure. My God.
You think kisses? No. Yes. Did you see that interview, bro, with Elon and Trump? With
I saw he's with Sean Hannity. Sean Hannity. He was so sad. Did you see the Trump? Just the disappointment in his face? No, Donald Trump. Like he was like. He was pretending to be
Elon
okay.
was trying to answer questions, and Donald was like, "No, I'm actually answering this one."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But bro. He's very insecure about this whole Elon Musk thing. I'm the only reation why this.
But I don't think kisses ass. That's what I'm saying.
He definitely does, bro.
Nah, dude.
Not publicly. Maybe not publicly.
Elon kisses hit Donald's ass, bro. Did you listen to the Joe Rogan Elon a few days ago?
No, what happened there?
It's just like Elon.
That's what he needs to do.
What? Go on? Yeah, 100%.
No, Elon Musk. That's what he's figured out. Everybody who deals with Donald Trump, you have to kiss his ass. Like, you have 100%. To compliment him.
He compliments him the whole time. I don't know, bro. It was just like a very, very pro Trump meeting between. I love Joe, bro, but it was like, come on, dude, say something, bro, and nothing. Like. They weren't talking totally about politics, but they were definitely talking about the Nazi stuff with the Nazi salute. They were talking about.
What did he say about that?
He said he was talking shit on Tim Walz, because Tim Walz did the same thing apparently a couple years prior in some thing, and he was like, Tim Walz went on it. Elon said Tim Walz went on there. Why is he even opening his mouth? He literally did the same thing to an audience, grabbing your heart. He was like, it's a very heartfelt thing. If you actually listen to what I said my heart is out to you guys. My heart is out to you guys. That's what he said. He was like, the one thing, bro. I like Elon too. I'm not the total Elon guy though, but one thing he said, bro, and I was just like, why would you say that, bro? He was like, what a Nazi constitutes is killing people. Have I killed anybody? Like, bro, you shouldn't have took it in that direction. I don't think that was a smart thing to do, but
he's autistic. That's how autistic people act. They don't understand social situations or circumstances.
That was like, that's not the right thing to say in this situation.
I don't talk about Elon. We're talking about him so much on the podcast. Regardless, I do think
I don't talk about Elon.
I'm tired. They kiss each other's ass, though. I've noticed this. Donald and Elon, I think they both kiss each other's ass.
We can talk about Elon going to Mars if you want.
No, I don't want to. Let's talk about Ukraine, though. I want to talk about Ukraine. Yeah. The meeting was interesting.
Yeah.
I'm glad this happened publicly. Because you got to see how things are behind closed doors. This is how they are. Probably more. Because they're taming things down publicly.
And JD probably wouldn't have said that if it wasn't public.
Probably.
Yeah.
He was doing it for the spectacle. And he was like, it's so wrong of you to do it in front of the American media. Like, you're the one who's doing this, making this whole scene. You're the one who's escalating the situation.
That's the thing when you're in an argument with somebody in general, bro. Like, the person that speaks louder or disrupts, they're always the one that looks like the loser.
Yeah.
The person that kind of keeps that keeps the composure, the one that's just like very calm, that's the one usually just looks like the winner. Doesn't mean they are the winner, right? But they usually look like it. I'm not saying Zelensky kept his composure either, though, right? But he definitely wasn't yelling. I didn't hear him yell at all.
Zelensky? Yeah, no. I think JD was raising his voice.
JD raised his voice. Yeah, he rose.
And then Zelensky was like, just because you think you can talk loudly, you are. And then Donald was like, he's not speaking loudly. Shut up.
You know what it reminded me of, bro?
What?
Like a big brother and younger brother. That's what Trump and JD seem like.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of defending each other because they have to in front of. I mean, you are literally each other's people, right? You have to kind of show some unity. But it was definitely a big brother, little brother thing. Little brother kind of speaks out of turn, and then big brother's there to calm everything down. No, this is the way it is.
Something also I noticed is Donald Trump's affinity for Putin. Did you notice how in the meeting he said he's been through so much with me? Well, he was saying Vladimir Putin, he's been with so much. The Russia.
That's all he was saying.
He's been through so much with me. Vladimir Putin doesn't care. He doesn't care. You guys haven't been through anything. What is he talking about, bro? What is that? I was like, this. So clearly, he is on Putin's side. He's on
Putin's side.
He's on Putin's side.
He's on the winner's side. That's the thing. He's always going to be on the winner's side.
And that makes no sense. Because as a leader, you should do what's best for the world and the country, not for who's the winner. Because the Nazis were winning a lot during the World War II. Maybe I'm with Hitler for now. Like,
imagine it was Trump instead of FDR.
Oh my God.
What do you think would happen, bro?
I think America would no longer exist. I think this would be Nazi Germany. I think we would all be doing the Nazi salute in school. So the Pledge of Allegiance would be just Nazi salutes.
Elon wouldn't look so weird, huh?
Yeah, Elon would just spin right in.
That's pretty funny.
Okay, Ukraine.
Yeah, Ukraine, bro.
So there's some context I do want to give you.
Okay, give me
I didn't know a lot of this information until recently. Ukraine is known as the breadbasket of Soviet Union. They produce a lot of grain, corn, and they've always been very valuable to the Russian entity. So they all used to be part of the same Soviet Union, yeah. But then if you look back through history, Ukraine has always been kind of like a separate thing. Especially since the 19th century, they've had this identity of like being a Ukrainian.
19th century? In the
1800s? In the 1800s, it really started.
Okay.
Because back in the day, if you go back 1,000 years, Kyiv, which is the capital of Ukraine, it was really, it was the center of the Russian Empire. And then eventually things shifted to Moscow.
Interesting. Okay.
But it's really recent, this whole Ukrainian identity thing. And they've always, it seems to me that the Ukrainian people really want sovereignty. Like, they want their own land.
Yeah.
Because remember the guy we interviewed 3 years ago now? We interviewed two Ukrainians.
Yes, we did.
He spoke of the genocide that happened against the Ukrainians by Stalin.
Yeah.
It's called the Holodomor, and apparently 4 million Ukrainians were killed.
Oh, really?
4 million Ukrainians approximately during the Holodomor. And in Ukraine, a law was passed in 2010 that basically called out Stalin and the Soviet and the former Soviet Union for conducting this genocide.
What year was this?
2000. This was done in the 1930s.
Holodomor?
It's Holodomor.
Okay.
I'm bringing up this context to say that Ukraine, since in the past 200 years, has especially wanted to have their own sovereignty, but Russia thinks like, you're my little brother. Like, we're the same people.
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? It's like India and Pakistan, similar.
Yeah.
You could say. You could say similar, not quite. Obviously, there's a lot of nuances, but it reminded me of that. You know, it reminds me a little bit of that. Except Ukraine no longer has any nuclear weapons. You know, they had
in the 1990s, right? Yeah.
1994, they had the third largest stockpile of nuclear weapons, over 1,700 warheads. And they gave all of that to Russia.
Now it makes sense after you saying that, right? Because if they were already a large entity at the time, before the Iron Curtain, I mean, they probably had some. That's interesting, huh? So when the Soviet Union got dismantled, Russia didn't say, "Hey, give me the weapons back before we dismantle."
No. So 1991 it happened, and they were talking. So for 3 years they negotiated deals. And it takes time.
Get rid of.
It takes time, and then in exchange, the U.S. promised to give security guarantees, and then the European Union also gave some security guarantees. Bill Clinton was president at the time in 94. And they gave away all their nuclear weapons to Russia.
Oh, interesting.
And in exchange,
they ended up giving it to Russia.
Yes. That was part of the deal.
Got it. I thought they just... Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know where it went.
They gave it to Russia. That was part of the deal. Yeah. So that's why Ukraine... Imagine if they didn't. But the thing is, if they didn't, Russia was not going to acknowledge Ukraine as an independent land.
So out of curiosity, right? I think there was 13 countries that broke up after
something like that.
Something like that. A lot of So were they all states? Do you know any of this?
Provinces.
They were provinces.
Like yeah.
And so Russia just said, "Hey, we're just gonna. Why not keep like Slovakia, Czech Republic?
Slovakia wasn't never part of it.
Okay. So Czech Republic, Lithuania.
No, not even Czech. It was. It wasn't like Georgia. Yeah. No, not Czech Republic.
Really?
Not
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was. If you look at Eastern Europe, right? Yeah. What Georgia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, that was part of USSR, Soviet Union, yeah.
Interesting.
And Ukraine was the most valuable, because remember, Ukraine, also something interesting I read, Ukraine is the 4th largest exporter of a type of oil. It's the second largest.
It's extremely important, yeah.
It has a lot of minerals, lithium.
Yeah.
They have like raw... Basically, they have like raw minerals that are very essential.
That's what Trump's trying to get right now.
Yes, exactly.
But that's why they're saying, the whole world is kind of saying, well, there's a reason U.S. is putting their hands in this war, because we want to get something out of it. Which, we could have been getting some of that out of the country, just not publicly, right?
So, Here's a stat that I was talking about. Kyiv has about 5% of the world's critical raw materials.
5%?
5% is insane. Guess who has 75%?
U.S.
No.
Who?
China.
75?
75. So part of the reason why America is so involved right now is we want to not be dependent on China. So we are saying let's tap into this 5% because a lot of these rare earth metals, right?
Yeah.
The minerals that they have, they're untapped, which means they haven't been mined yet. So they need U.S. investment to tap in because most of this stuff is still just natural.
That is insane.
That's why they need U.S. investment and support to tap in.
Okay, how are people aware of what percents are where? Because I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff all over the world, and there's tons of countries that can't afford it.
They tally. I mean, come on, it's your country. You're gonna look through stuff, you know. Like you have to. Yeah, they have like a whole department. Every for the most part, country has an energy department. Right? That's their job to tally what natural resources they have, how they can best utilize it. 7% of Europe's supplies of titanium. It is almost Ukraine is home to a third of all of European lithium deposits, which is insane because you need that for batteries.
Wow, yeah,
for renewable energy.
Oh, wow. So they can have a great infrastructure.
And right now, dude, Russia has seized control of resources worth $350 billion in Ukraine.
What?
Yes. So now you see why, like, the whole negotiation of peace.
When did that happen? When they seized the 350?
It's been 3 years. Like this 3 years? Over the last 3 years.
Maybe that's the number Trump was looking at.
350? No, I don't. Yeah. So the war started. Remember, the war started February 24th, 2022. Russia invaded Ukraine.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to go on for like
10 days. They said.
Yeah, 10 days.
Yeah.
Russia was like, yeah, straight. We're gonna pull up the Kyiv and it's ours. What's up, little bro?
But they took
Remember
Kyiv.
us? No, they didn't. They never. They went. They went to the suburbs of Kyiv and then they had to retreat because they did not expect the Ukrainians.
They took Crimea.
They took Crimea in 2014.
Oh, okay, got it. That's what. Okay.
Yeah, and Crimea is important, right? Because it's near the Black Sea.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like if you look at it from a Navy point of view, it's very important. So they took Russia, or Vladimir Putin took Crimea in 2014.
Yeah.
He did that because there were Ukrainian elections. And they got rid of a pro-Ukrainian president in Ukraine. So Vladimir Putin was like, America has directly involved in this election because here's a theory that Putin believes. He believes that America gives money to NGOs to protest in other countries. And one of these countries was Ukraine.
Well, that is true. America does give money.
Yeah, America does that. Straight up, we do that.
Yeah, we do that.
And he called America out. He said, but if you look at the numbers, bro, Ukraine does not like Russia. The Ukrainian people do not like Russia. They want their own country. And Vladimir Putin is still in denial. He refuses to believe that. He refuses to believe this. And in 2014, basically as a revenge or as a counter move to American involvement in Ukrainian elections, he invaded Crimea. Straight up invaded as a counter. Yes, that's his thing. And his whole theory of why he invaded Ukraine in 2022, where he calls it a special operation, never says invasion, is because Ukraine was getting very close to NATO membership. And in the 1990s, America, NATO, and Germany had promised Russia that NATO would not go beyond Germany. Like NATO would not expand beyond
Eastern
that.
Europe. Yeah. That's why there's a differentiation.
So Vladimir Putin was like, well, the West is, going back on their promise. And then he wrote a whole article in January saying 5,000 words talking about the history of the Russian and Ukrainian people and how it needed to be one united territory. And basically, he asked the EU one last time, give me the guarantee that Ukraine will not be part of NATO. And they refused to do so. And then he said, you know what? If you're going to say I'm bluffing, I'm not. And then he invaded Ukraine.
That's when he did it.
In February.
Hey, he does what he says. I think Putin went on, which podcast was it? Lex Friedman, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Did you see that?
I did not see it.
Yeah, I watched like half of it.
What was it like?
It was weird, bro.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I give props to Lex because Lex was asking some questions and Putin was just straight up just talking about the whole history of Russia. Yeah. The entire history. And Lex interrupts him and he's like, hey, like, this is great and all, but can you answer my question? And he's like, I'm getting to the point. And he continues just talking about the history of Russia. Yeah. And it was just like, I don't know. I feel like Putin has this fascination with past leaders and he wants to live up to that expectation.
Yeah.
You think so?
But yeah, he thinks he's ordained. Like, he actually thinks it's like a spiritual thing why he's the leader of Russia. Like, he wants Russia to be one big empire, like it was.
Yeah, like Stalin times.
Even before, like, he wants to go back like 800 years. He wants to go back to the 12th century when we're talking about power. Ukraine and Russia. We're kind of like brothers. They lived for the most part in peace.
Honestly, I can kind of see where he's coming from, bro. This guy came from nothing. Putin literally came from like fucking dirt. He came from dirt. Yeah. And now he's the president of one of the most powerful countries in the world, right? I would kind of feel like I am ordained to do something like this, right? Because if you come from nothing, you end up being one of the most powerful men in the world. You get a God
complex. That's what happens.
Yeah, you do get a God complex. I can understand that. Maybe I would get it too.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it right. You know, no. That doesn't mean you'll go about and kill innocent people. Just you think, hey, I'm God, man. No. I'm the God of Russia.
Killing other people.
Yeah, because the way, dude, the news. Yeah, it's crazy because apparently, almost 750,000 people have died in this war. Almost 1 million, basically.
Yeah. It's not that much.
It's insane.
Compared to other wars.
Compared to, I mean, no, even compared to other wars.
It's a lot of people. Yeah.
And it's been about the.
We don't know. World War II is nothing, but
compared to compared to World War II, it's nothing. These are cheese numbers. But it's been about the same numbers. Yeah. Russia keeps saying they killed more Ukrainian soldiers. Ukraine keeps saying we killed more Russian soldiers, but it's about like 80,000 roughly. On both sides in terms of soldiers that are documented.
80,000?
80,000 soldiers, but this does not include injuries. This does not include civilians.
But what you said 750 to 1 million.
So total, like I mean, like civilians included, like injuries.
So there's a lot more.
Sorry, this count includes injured people as well. Oh, so total. Okay, I need to address this because how much is I need to address this? What if I sound like
80,000 to 750 is a big difference, right?
Yeah. Death loss in Ukraine.
So 160,000 soldiers have died. That's what you're saying. 80 on each side, approximately.
See, it's...
And 600,000 people have been injured and civilians have died?
So according to losses, it's between 138,000 and 200,000.
People have died.
The number I gave you, 700,000, includes injured people.
Okay, and civilian deaths.
I'm not sure about
that 200,000.
I think that includes civilian. 700,000 includes like civilian people.
Okay, so it's not a lot smaller than we thought.
200,000.
I know, that's a lot of people.
Troops and soldiers in modern day.
That's a lot.
21st century. That's unheard of.
That's like Cerritos. All Cerritos.
Yes, it's more than Cerritos. Barely 200.
No, I think Cerritos like 180.
No, brother.
I think so.
46,000. What are you talking about?
Oh, really?
Yes.
When you get off the freeway, you see the sign.
When you get off the freeway, it looks like hundreds of thousands.
You say population? It says exit Cerritos population.
No, brother. Like 47,000 people.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah,
nobody lives in Cerritos.
Nobody lives in Cerritos, basically. Yeah.
Check Downey.
Downey is not going to be much. We're talking about suburban Los Angeles. For people who are tuning in from.
Okay, people look it up.
Downey population. Downey population is what?
Come on, man.
The interesting thing is 180,000.
Yeah. 180,000.
Downey's a way bigger city. Double the size of Cerritos.
So basically Cerritos and Downey
combined. That's a lot of people, man.
That's okay.
That's what was I going to say? The interesting thing right now is going on is Trump paused all military aid to Ukraine.
Yeah, good.
And then Ukraine is panicking.
You're right.
And Zelensky released a statement saying he regretted the meeting.
Yeah.
He didn't say he regretted what I said. He regretted the way the meeting occurred. He wasn't gonna say I'm
Trump's
sorry.
Trump's not gonna go for that, bro.
No, but that it's working because now next week Ukrainian and American diplomats are meeting again, and they're gonna talk peace.
Do you think we're gonna receive more, like in value wise, of the raw material than the money that we're actually giving them? I'm sure, right? Because if they can't even mine this stuff out, we've got to invest into equipment and manpower there.
They're gonna share the profits. I don't know exactly how it's gonna go.
Okay.
But we've given over 130 billion, right? Just in straight up money, I think.
Yeah.
And the rest hasn't been in loans. So I don't know if that's a lot of money, but these resources are a lot as well. So there's a way to get the investment back on Ukraine.
No, yeah, 100%. They could have a legitimate infrastructure, bro, if they knew how to do things.
But the problem right now is Donald Trump's allies, especially like his team, his foreign policy team, are meeting with Zelensky's opponents in Ukraine. They want somebody else in charge of Ukraine. And guess who else wants somebody in charge of Putin.
Yeah.
Putin hates Zelensky.
Yeah.
Because Zelensky's a nationalist. He's a Ukrainian. And
he's a free thinker. Yeah.
And Putin doesn't want that. Putin wants a puppet that he can control.
Right.
So this whole thing of Donald Trump wanting somebody else, if Zelensky doesn't do what the U.S. wants them to do, is basically acting as Putin's proxy. You're exactly doing what Putin's second objective was, bro. Yeah. His first objective was to denazify Ukraine when he first invaded. That's what he said, denazify. And the second objective was getting rid of Zelensky.
Really?
They tried to attack his compound, presidential compound, 3 times.
Yeah, I heard of that. But denazify, that's the weird thing.
Yeah.
There's Nazis in Ukraine?
Well, there's Jews who live in Ukraine. So you know Zelensky's Jewish, right?
I did not know that.
Yeah, Zelensky's Jewish. In fact, Germany killed 1.5 million Ukrainian Jews during World War II.
1.5 million?
Yeah, Germany took over Ukraine.
Oh, interesting.
During World War II.
Wow.
And then Russia helped defeat Germany.
Yeah.
But yeah, since
Russia's against Nazis too, huh?
Yeah.
They're kind of Nazi themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Stalin
weird.
was,
yeah. What the fuck? Okay.
Imagine, because it was so weird. The Ukrainian people have went through a lot in the 1930s. Remember, they had that genocide that Stalin did. And then right after that, the Germans came in and killed most of the Jewish people.
And that was 4 million people, right?
Approximately. Let me look it up.
I remember this now. Now this is all coming back to me, bro. I remember learning about this. They were talking about I remember in World War II, they were talking about Nazis, how they killed about approximately 4 million people over the span of World War II.
6 million Jews.
6 million? Okay, well, 6 million. And Stalin was in cahoots, right, with the U.S. But I do remember learning that they were like, they're talking about the 6 million. Yeah, sure, it's a lot of people that the Nazis killed, but Stalin's killed over 10 million of his own people, and partial of this was the Ukrainians. Yeah. The 4 million Ukrainians, who were technically Russians at the time.
Yeah. Approximately, it seems to me that it's in the millions. The figure is in the millions. The Holodomor, hope I'm pronouncing that right, genocide. Yeah.
So he was trying to kill off Jews? Ukrainian Jews?
Hitler was, yeah.
Hitler was. Okay, who did Stalin kill?
Just Ukrainian.
Just
he starved, literally just starved. There was a whole famine that happened in Ukraine. Remember, Ukraine is an exporter of food, agriculture, corn. It was called the breadbasket of the Soviet Union. So
okay, so he just starved them out, pretty much?
Part of the strategy was, starvation. And again, it says 4 million people. So, yeah. That was one of the tactics used by Stalin, yeah.
That is insane.
So, do you understand? Why would they want to be part of Russia? Look at the trauma they've been through.
I would not want to be part of Russia at all.
That's why, if you are on Putin's side on this war, just geopolitically, it doesn't make sense because he wants Ukraine to be part of Russia.
Yeah.
And the Ukrainian people are never going to be happy. They're going to revolt. Look at what they did, bro. It's insane how they stood up to Putin in those early days.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be within 10 days.
Yeah.
Because the latter stuff doesn't count because they had help with America and the European Union.
Yeah. When they're figuring stuff out in the beginning, it was... You got to give respect where respect's due. I mean, America did the same thing back in the 1700s, right? We didn't want to be part of Britain.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody wanted to be on our side, really. We got some help from Spanish, from the French, right? But other than that, we toughed it out ourselves with fucking makeshift guns and all this crazy stuff. And we took it.
You know what? I now get the number what Trump was saying 300 billion.
Why?
Because he's counting the EU's number as well. Because EU, the European Union...
we.
Because they're technically it's allies, they're the alliance.
Yeah,
I think he can. Because the EU gave the EU. What do you mean US? Yeah, EU and us.
We're allies, but it doesn't mean it's our money.
But it's us against Russia, right? Who's the war?
No. What I'm saying is, so Trump was saying phrasing the statement, right? He was saying, "Well, we give a lot more money than the EU. We want the EU to give more money." He kept saying this, right? And he always says this. So you can't frame it like, okay, we gave 350 million, but then it's like he wants to bake the cake. Yeah, billion. He wants the cake and eat it too.
So the EU gave 145 billion in financial, military, humanitarian, and refugee assistance, but 65% of this is in grants, and the other 35% is in highly concessional loans.
What the hell is a grant?
Grant just means you just
I know what a grant is, but that is a weird way to
There's a lot of corruption that happens when you give this large amounts of money.
A grant is something you give to a college student for doing well in school.
This is what the BBC article that I read quoted that.
You see what bro, jargon is so important, dude. The way people frame things, it makes it seem like, oh.
Or it says, or in-kind support. In-kind.
Yeah.
They donated, sure. They donated about 100 billion. What's 65% of 145?
65% of 145?
Yeah, what's what, like 100?
Like 100 million? About?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess, yeah. So then
it's about equal.
We definitely did give more money than the EU.
Yeah.
Trump is right. But it's not, the numbers aren't that. Because also America is
but the EU is a lot of countries.
It is a lot of countries.
Yeah.
But in America,
just one country.
America's just bigger than the EU, though, straight up.
We are just straight big, yeah.
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 But EU can definitely be doing more. I admire. See, I do like this about Trump. Like, he doesn't let the U.S. get abused by other countries. Because for sure we get abused. Yeah. Did you see his speech to the Congress?
I didn't watch it, no.
Apparently, we were giving $8 million to some country for LGBTQIA+.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about this. Yeah.
To an African country.
That's insane.
$8 million. Like, it's great. We definitely do give out money that we have no business giving out to countries. Who are we to deal with social issues of an African country? They already have enough to worry about. They don't need to worry about, like, the one person in their country that's gay.
It's corruption, bro. That literally, bro, this LGBTQ $8 million, it has nothing to do with LGBTQ. What African country needs transgender changing of...
I don't even go down that road.
I don't want to go down that road either, but I'm just saying, I really, really, really don't believe that we're giving it for that cause. I think there is an underlying thing, and they call it LGBTQ just so Americans don't get pissed off, because it's corruption. I guarantee it's corruption.
Possibly, yeah. If you go on doge.gov,
I haven't done it yet, but I want to. Yeah,
so
Elon talked about that a lot.
It gives you, I will say,
yeah.
Literally, you can access the government contracts. You can see the date of sign. You can see a lot of details. I give respect
to Elon for that.
That's amazing.
Elon talked about that on the pod too with Rogan. Rogan was like, he was like, so you're firing all these people, right? And Elon's like, yes, but people are saying I'm firing people just because I'm firing them. And he's like, if you really want to accuse me of things, show me proof. I keep telling people, show me proof. I have the proof. I have the receipts. Go on the website.
I don't like this whole Elon thing about how much power he has, though.
You think he has too much power?
Dude, you know, there's a whole process to be nominated in the Senate. All the cabinet officials have been approved by the Senate.
He's the only one that's been appointed.
He's pretty much. He runs Doge, bro.
I know.
He has power over everybody in government.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Him and the other 20-year-olds, kids our age. I should have been friends with computer science majors, man. I should have been friends with these people.
They have a lot of power.
They are running the country, kind of, basically. I don't think the amount of power he has is constitutional. He's not elected. Nobody's been a pro. God, he can fire anybody.
It's not constitutional?
It's not constitutional to give a person.
Where in the Constitution it doesn't say that?
The president can appoint people, sure.
Yeah.
Sure, but like, I don't think an unelected man the richest man in America should have that kind of power.
I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I just don't know if it's not. I don't know if it's unconstitutional.
I don't know, man. I wish I was a legal expert, but this seems. If George Washington was here, would he really want Elon Musk in power?
No, bro. George Washington would want Trump in there, bro. They wouldn't want any of these billionaires up in there.
Have you seen Trump keeps saying like he's better than George Washington?
George Washington. Did you see the meeting? He was like, I'm obviously kidding.
Yeah.
He was like, unless I'm not. He said that, bro. I was like, what?
He pokes fun. Like he wants the media to get enraged about this. Yeah, he's not George. He's not.
No, he's not George Washington.
George fought a whole war.
He literally went to war.
He's the reason why we're here right now.
He was the general.
He was the general.
He was the general, bro. He wasn't even trying to be a politician. He didn't even want the fucking. That's crazy.
I think he's our greatest president ever.
George Washington?
Yeah. My favorite president.
Because I respect leaders that go to war with their people. That's amazing.
And also, he's the only one who had no political party. He cautioned.
Oh,
he said,
really?
Please, no, don't do this. No political parties. You're going to ruin the country. And then he established the whole tradition of two-term president.
And then he became a Whig.
So. He maintained that tradition. Yeah. He was the one. He didn't have to. He could have been a king. He could have just continued on.
Yeah, he could have. People loved the guy, dude.
And they were calling him King Washington.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he said, no, I'm president. Do not call me king. That foresight.
But if Ben Franklin tells you, hey, bro, you got to step up to the plate, I think you have to step up.
Ben
Franklin is basically Elon Musk.
Benjamin Franklin?
Yeah. Ben Franklin is basically Elon Musk.
Interesting observation. Because Benjamin Franklin,
very rich guy, bro.
Very. He was probably one of the richest men.
How many inventions did he have, bro?
A lot.
Elon Musk, man.
And he used to run a lot of newspapers.
Yeah,
media. I'm just reading a book that talks about how Benjamin Franklin was and his brother. Yeah, and his brother. Yeah, they were very involved in.
That guy's a smart guy, bro.
Good observation. I need to look into Benjamin Franklin's net worth. This is interesting.
Benjamin Franklin was so smart, dude, but he was also a womanizer. A major womanizer.
Okay,
Just like Elon Musk. Yes, bro.
Yo, Benjamin Franklin was balling?
Yes, bro. He was balling, bro. Benji's, bro. He's on the $100 bill, brother. He's the only non-president to be on anything.
$100.
Yes.
The biggest check. The biggest note that we have,
bill,
right?
Yeah.
$100. He was like, nah.
He's the only non-president.
Wow.
Well, or no, is Hamilton on anything? No, huh? Oh, yes, he has $10. Yeah. Hamilton was never a president. Okay. Yeah.
He was the Secretary of Treasury.
He was Treasury, though, yeah. Benji was just dude, Benji was literally Elon. He was just...
So at the time...
An appointee, yeah. He was appointed, bro.
He wasn't like Elon Musk. Apparently, I'm looking into this. At the time of his death, though, at that time...
He was a diplomat. Straight up, that's all he was.
At the time of his death, bro, straight up, he had $300K in the 1700s.
That's a lot of money.
Which is equivalent to $10.7 million.
Which nobody had back then.
Yeah. So, see, you can't really measure wealth across time. It's hard. It's very hard. But he was definitely...
Okay, bro, think about it this way. Nowadays...
10 to 90 million
1 in 20 people in New York are millionaires, okay? Back in the day, that number, nothing, bro. It's Benji, and then some people in France, some people in Spain. Those are the only people that have that kind of money.
He was definitely part of the Billionaire Boys Club.
Yes.
In the 1700s.
He was a BBB, bro.
They're saying his net worth was estimated about 85 million. Between 10 to 90 million. So he was very rich. Great observation.
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin was the Elon Musk. It was the uglier version, though. Dude was just straight up balling. Damn.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
Lots of females.
Elon Musk is basically the Benjamin Franklin of our era.
Elon just had a son, bro, like 2 days ago. Did you see that?
What? Another one?
Another with some other lady. He has 2 kids with his other. He has 14 kids right now.
God damn. Man's having babies as he fires more people. He's like, at least I'm introducing a new citizen into America that can be a future federal employee.
Bro.
Basically, yeah. Benjamin Franklin looks like Genghis Khan. Straight up.
Genghis Khan?
Yeah, the white Genghis Khan, bro.
Bro, we had a substitute teacher in high school who looked like Benji, bro. I have a picture of her, yes.
It was looked like Benjamin Franklin?
She looked exactly like Benji. It was a girl, bro.
I think I know this.
Do you remember?
Oh, yes. Oh, my God.
Yeah, bro. I have a picture of her right next to Benjamin Franklin. In my English class, there was a picture of Benji, and I got it at the perfect angle.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, bro. I'll show you guys after this.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. So anyway, back to Ukraine.
Yeah, back to Ukraine.
Back to modern day. Ukraine is fascinating, man. There's something else I wanted to talk about. So
I definitely don't think we should have put as much money as we have in grants to them. That's my number one thing.
The thing is now, though,
if there was a free trade-off, see, Biden, I guess, should have been smarter. Trump's right. He should have been smart and said, hey, dude, we're going to give you money. We got to have something back. You're never going to be able to repay the loans, especially if you lose.
Yeah.
Right? So you're going to have to give us something.
The thing is, right now, though, what Zelensky wants, so how do you end the war? What does Russia want and what does Ukraine want?
Bro, honestly, it's a very similar thing to Israel and Palestine, bro. It's always going to be.
No. But Israel and Palestine can be different, bro. You're talking about like a Gaza strip. Did we give $200 billion to Palestine? No, we didn't. That's different, but this is a war between two sovereign countries. That was a genocide.
Israel,
yeah, and then Israel Palestine is nothing. What is Hamas? A bunch of like dudes who want to be terrorists?
But my point of this is Israel's always going to want Palestine.
You're saying so in terms of like the land, like Russia is the occupying force.
Comparing monetary development. Determining any of that. All I'm saying is,
imagine if we gave
it's always going to be that way.
Imagine if we gave $300 billion to the Palestinians. That would be a war.
That would be a war.
It's not a war.
It was Why are you laughing, bro?
It's just crazy, bro. It's just like crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about because here we are giving $300 billion to a foreign country, and not 300 billion, 175 in total.
They've received 300 billion.
They've received 300 billion from the rest of them, probably more.
How much has Palestine received? A few million? Barely. Tens of millions, right? Tens of millions.
Receive what? In humanitarian? They were blocking people's food supply, bro, and water supply. They were
Israel?
America was helping Israel block supply.
We're helping both of them, bro.
We're not helping. No, we were not helping Hamas. I mean,
not Hamas, but we're helping Palestine. Yeah,
a little bit. Okay.
What do you think? Oh, by the way, real quick, but while we're on this, I know we're going back to Ukraine right now, but what do you think is going to happen when he's like, Gaza is going to be a beautiful place? What the hell does that mean?
It's sad, bro. It's ethnic cleansing. He's basically saying you're displacing
he's
2 million people. I don't know. I think Trump is all just show, bro. The guy does not know anything. In the meeting, he was like, they were talking about what year they invaded Crimea, and then he was just like trying to like call Zelensky out on dates, and he was like 2014, 2015.
Oh yeah, he was wrong.
Yeah, he was wrong.
Yeah,
I don't even know what kind of point Donald Trump was trying to make.
Yeah.
He says, yeah, I saw that video, bro. The Gaza, the Trump resort.
Zelensky
Trump
was like,
hotel.
it happened in 2014, and Trump was like, actually 2015.
Yeah,
he's
and
like,
then it was like 2014. Yeah.
He said, oh, I guess I'm wrong.
Yeah, he just admitted. Yeah, because he knows he's a.
Yeah.
Does not.
But why
know.
open your mouth? I don't understand that about people. Oh, don't open your mouth if you don't know what the fuck you're talking.
Power, bro. He wants he wants people to think that he knows his stuff.
But that's a factual thing. That's a factual thing. You can bullshit numbers here and there, like money wise, but you can't bullshit a year.
Donald Trump can.
Well, he didn't. He messed up.
Yeah, he accepted at least. Yeah, or he did just let him continue.
He let it happen. Yeah, he was. Oh, okay. Like, yeah. I don't get that about people in general. Not only with Trump, but
right now, Zelensky though, to end the war, Zelensky's saying, let's go back to pre-2014 borders, which means Crimea will be part of Ukraine, and Russia is never going to agree to that. And then so what Ukraine is offering is Ukraine has actually invaded part of Russia. I'm talking like a small territory.
Okay.
I forget the name of the specific city. But they're saying, in exchange for us giving you that land back, you give us back Crimea. Which obviously Russia's not going to do. So let's see what eventually happens.
He's going to have to compromise. I agree with Trump on that. He has to compromise.
Yeah, he has to compromise, but let's see to which degree.
Yeah.
Because right now, Trump wants Zelensky to basically take the beta deal, like just be a bitch to Putin. Just be his bitch.
Yeah, give him Crimea.
And he's not going to do that.
So he wants...
Crimea is, I think...
It's already Russia's, right?
It's
already Russia's right now.
Yeah, like before this war, it was Russia's. And so they invaded it.
Putin takes Kyiv, he'd be okay? He'd be happy?
No, Kyiv is the capital. Kyiv, if he takes Kyiv, that's taking over the whole country. That's not even an option.
What does Putin want then?
Putin wants the eastern territory in Ukraine, which they already kind of invaded. Because they have resources, the minerals. Told you, they have access. Right now, they're holding $350 billion worth of resources.
It's not to take over Poland?
No. Poland is a... What I mean, he says
that's what they're saying. They're saying if he takes eastern Ukraine, they're gonna take Poland.
Here's what NATO has to do. NATO has to tell Russia Ukraine is not joining NATO. If that happens, if the EU gives a security guarantee to Russia, which I don't think will happen. Yeah, let's see. That's all that they really have to do.
Yeah,
there's a lot of there's a lot of years.
Why not just give Ukraine back to Russia, give Palestine back to Israel, and everyone will be happy?
No, man, come on, life does not work out like that. Let's see what happens, but yeah. So that's what's really at stake.
These are the most interesting wars that are happening in the world right now.
No, there's a lot of wars. Sudan, there's a war happening there, but that's more of an internal conflict.
What I'm saying is these are the most interesting ones happening. There's nothing.
But look at Russia's moves though.
U.S. doesn't want to go to war with anybody. That'd be
like, what are we doing, man? Come on, guys.
Fuck. We should take over Brazil or something.
I want there to be a draft. I want to serve in the armed forces. I want to sacrifice my life for America.
We would never, bro.
Instead of Pakistan.
Only sons.
No, you know what they're doing in Ukraine, right? They raised the age to 25.
But no, I'm saying U.S.
For conscription. Yeah. They might do it. You know what Ukraine, bro? In Ukraine, they're literally going to nightclubs, finding young guys who are 25 years old to enlist in the army. Yeah,
forcing them to enlist
because it's a game of manpower. Right now, Russia has a lot of manpower because they're a bigger country. They have about 140 million people.
Yeah.
Ukraine has 40 million people.
Yeah, I get it. It's about power.
So it's about manpower. So the more more
dead bodies available.
Yeah, exactly.
The winner. Yeah.
Literally, you said it. Yeah. Who has the more dead bodies at their disposal that they can put out on war?
That is insane.
It's sad, but that's the way war works. Bro. Yeah, it's sad.
I would 100% take off, bro. 100%. I would take off on foot. Bro, I am not.
The war is happening. You're not fighting against. You're not fighting for America.
Hell no, son. Hell no.
Son.
No, you don't want the Russian. You don't want the Russians. What was that? Speaking of war,
I don't know. Yeah, speaking of war. Right. If I was U.S., no, bro. Likeliness, I'm not gonna die. People die, of course, in war. But
you, at least your ancestor, your future kids can say, "My grandpa died in war against the Russians."
Hell no, buddy. I wouldn't have a kid. That's the thing.
What if you went to war? Yeah, and she got pregnant as you were in war.
I would not go to war.
She got triplets. She got like 3 daughters, and you just have to live with her.
Triplets. No, bro.
No, you would not fight for America, really.
For America, yeah.
No, but hold on.
We're gonna be the winner. Obviously, yeah. We're gonna be the winner. That's the thing.
No, but so if there was a draft right now, and they come to your house, Matt, come fight with us right now. The army needs you.
I would. Or no.
You're not going?
No.
What are you doing?
Okay,
they're at your doorstep. They're like, hey.
Again, first off, what country? What's the reason? Are they infringing
It's World
on
War
US?
III. We're against Russia, North Korea, and China. Let's say that. And Iran.
Okay, I would consider it.
You would consider joining America?
I would.
What if they force you? You don't have an option. Come in right now.
Okay, if it was infringement on like potential U.S. rights, yes, I would do it.
Well, no shit. It's World War III. Everything is open.
And we're probably gonna win the war. To be honest.
You would. I mean, let's see. If Donald Trump is our president, I don't know.
No, bro, highly likely we're gonna win.
JD Vance is number 2.
Yeah.
Who do you trust more, JD Vance or Donald Trump? I honestly, I would say Trump more than Vance, bro. Vance is just stupid. After that meeting, I lost all respect for the guy.
Okay, see, that's the thing about me, bro. I can't base decisions
off one meeting.
Off one meeting. I can't do that, bro.
But Trump seems like at least wiser.
Overall, yeah. I like JD as a person. Yes, people say dumb things. If you're a hothead, I've been a hothead, right? Like, I definitely have very hothead moments.
The Ukrainian president and the whole.
No, obviously not. But I don't have that. I don't have that authority. I'm not in that situation. But I can't. All I'm saying is I've been a hothead. I understand the feeling. Something over you, bro, just takes over your body and your mind when you get into that state.
As a leader, you have to fight that.
You have to fight that 100%.
That's what a good leader does.
My whole point is I can understand where that came from. So I can't base my whole fucking conclusion on the guy based on one meeting. Overall, I like what he says. I don't think he's a terrible person. I think it's very weird how he was anti-Trump and now he's pro-Trump. That's even weirder to me, I think.
Yeah, he was a pro-Trump guy.
Anti-Trump guy.
He was anti-Trump.
Yes.
Never Trumper. That's
Never
the
Trumper.
word I'm thinking of. Yeah. Dude, I don't know, man. You can't. Yeah. All right, you're out?
No, he got bought out.
You got bought out?
Yeah.
JD got bought out? I don't know, man. He seems, I don't know.
There's something weird that happened, right?
He's not a revolutionary leader. He doesn't seem to me like an honest person, to be honest with you. He doesn't seem like an honest person. He doesn't seem...
More honest than Tim Walz, I think.
Tim Walz is irrelevant, bro. He's the governor of Minnesota. No one's ever going to hear from Tim Walz again.
Sad guy.
Yeah. But overall, I think, let's see what happens. Because to me, it seems like there will be a peace deal soon.
Yeah, there's gonna be a deal.
But the thing is, let's see if the ceasefire is violated. Because just because there's a ceasefire doesn't mean the war is ending.
Yeah,
a permanent ceasefire would signify that. Yes.
Honestly, bro, I don't even think it would. Because what would that mean to? It doesn't mean much to Russia, bro. Unless there's a clause in there that says, hey, if you break this ceasefire, U.S. is gonna step in. Unless that happens.
Yeah, but that's just war.
That's just
World War
exactly.
III. That's World War III.
Exactly, but that has to be the clause. Or else Russia does not care, bro.
The sad thing is, our president likes Putin so much that he has a soft spot for a dictator.
Yeah.
Why? I don't understand how he can't remove himself. Like, the man has so much loyalty for literally an enemy.
Closed doors, bro.
There's literally he has a soft spot for the guy. And that's like, he's playing it. Like, Vladimir Putin has been in power for how long? 25 years now.
Time.
He's seen all the U.S. presidents, and he knows how to deal with all of them. He's been playing Trump, Obama, Biden, Bush, all of them. Remember, every single president.
That's the thing, bro.
He screwed over every single president. He's played them.
See, that's the thing, bro. You see as a play, but we don't know what happens in their conversations behind closed doors.
To me, it looks like Putin comes on top every single time. Look at with Bush.
Yeah, but we don't. But my point is, it seems like that to the public, right? Because we only see what they want us to see. We do not know what happens. Bro, there's no way in hell that Obama, Trump, Clinton, Bush, every single guy has just cucked down to Putin.
I think so.
It doesn't make sense.
No, not cucked down. I think outplayed. Putin has outplayed all of them. Because what does Putin have that America doesn't have? What advantage does he have?
Nothing.
He has total power over the country. We at least have a democracy, so we keep changing presidents, right? Mm-hmm. Which means you're constantly dealing with different leaders.
Okay.
But Putin will always have the guarantee to be in power. He doesn't have to worry about that.
I don't think that's an advantage, though.
It's an advantage because you are in total control for the foreseeable future. Or the president, of the country. So from strategically.
Oh, they're saying globally.
No. I'm talking about. He's done
domestically. Yeah, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he has more control of his country.
So American presidents don't want to confront Russia because of politics. Obama, what did he do when Russia invaded Crimea? Practically nothing. He said a bunch of things
pretty much nothing,
because he didn't want to touch it. He didn't want to because of politics.
There's a reason though.
Because of politics, like they don't want to. They're always afraid of war with Russia. Yeah. They're always that's the biggest fear.
Because if nukes come out, then it's game over, bro.
But strategically, I think he's played every single president. Like George Bush was so dumb. He looked at Vladimir Putin. He hung out with him once, and he was like, I finally saw Mr. Putin's soul. I looked into his eyes and I saw his soul.
That guy has no soul, bro.
He has no soul. What are you talking about? He's a KGB agent.
Yeah.
He's literally a spy. He's trained to be a spy. The man has no soul. You're telling me James Bond has a soul? No. He's the Russian James Bond, bro. He's like on a next level.
The evil James Bond.
He's the evil James Bond. Yeah. He's got no soul.
No, maybe he's not James Bond. Actually, no, I take that back. He's not James Bond. But anyway.
You know what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying.
Man.
Yeah,
he's a KGB agent.
Would you rather Ukraine be taken over or nukes come out?
Come on, Ukraine is not going to be taken over completely.
What would you prefer, though? I would prefer Ukraine being taken over than nukes coming out.
But that's not the way the world's working right now, man. They're not operating from this standpoint. It got close to that because you know what? Biden's dumbass approved long-range missiles for Ukraine.
Yeah.
So,
did you see what happened on March 6th? What was it? Is that today?
That's today. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess it was it was brand new news when I read it this morning. Trump, Putin took out 2 4-story buildings because of the U.S. aid being taken.
Yeah,
being kept away. He went and he took out two buildings in Ukraine, and then he took out, I think, a school or hospital or something today. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they wanted. Yeah, he's taking advantage of that.
Of course, I would too.
Yeah, but if you're Putin, bro. You know why did he meddle in the 2016 election?
Why did he?
Why did he meddle? Why did he? Why did he meddle? He meddled because they meddled with Ukraine. Right? American, this is not confirmed, but we basically paid NGOs to protest. And I do think a lot of them were actual Ukrainian civilians. But we did ignite that for sure. We involved.
Yeah, bro. NGOs, bro, that's another thing about NGOs, bro. That is like a very corrupt thing. Elon and Joe Rogan explained the whole thing about NGOs, dude. I was like, wow. I didn't know that they were all government backed.
Not all of them, but a lot of them receive
like 90%.
Yeah. A lot of them receive government grants, and there's a lot of corruption that goes on.
Okay, Elon's point is you form an NGO, right? And who's really forming it? It's really the government forming it, right? Just because it's illegal if they did the act themselves, and you give them 10 mil, and he's like, for what? Where's the 10 mil going? That is crazy, dude.
Yeah,
that is crazy, dude.
We literally topple foreign governments by using NGOs. We spur up protests.
Yeah,
we literally interfere in people's businesses. So it's no wonder our elections were intervened in. Like it's karma.
Yeah, bro.
It's karma.
See, bro, all this red tape really just annoys me, man. It just annoys me like beyond, because we're not honest people, bro. At the end of the day, U.S. is not honest. If you have,
we're not honest,
especially with this, just as an example, right? You fund these NGOs, which are non-government organizations, but in reality, if the government's funding them, that's a government organization.
Yeah.
Period. That's a government organization, and you give it this nice, pretty word, but it's like, bro, we see through reality, right? I mean, we see through the board. We see the reality. Just be honest with us, man. If you're taking control of something, take control and just say, "Hey, guys, this is what we're doing. It's in your court now. You decide what you want to do, citizens." Right? That's the way it should be, bro. But it's not, and that stuff pisses me off more than anything.
And what's sad is we do it in the name of democracy. We always do it. What democracy is it? It's oligarchy. What you're promoting is basically
dishonesty, bro.
Yeah. I feel for the Ukrainian people though, because the people have been through so much. Like I said, a genocide. Yeah, then the Holocaust happened. Then literally, you have another country invading you. So many civilians have fled. Refugees. We interviewed 2 Ukrainian people. I encourage you guys to watch that podcast.
David Sledov.
Yes, that's the name. And one of my other friends as well.
Okay. I remember his name.
Two of the podcasts.
Yeah.
We had Ukrainian people from Ukraine.
Yeah.
And I felt for them. Like
100%.
Their country is being occupied by a country that is,
I feel for anybody in war, really, because it's not their decision.
Yeah.
It's 2 people playing a game, really, and there's people that are affected. That's really it.
But the Ukrainian people they were being invaded. It's not like, they were being invaded, so they had to fight back. It's like if China tried to invade us and we're fighting back.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening.
But again, the soldiers.
But it's different though, because it's not China. It's like imagine, this is a bad analogy. If California was being invaded by China and California
or Taiwan was being invaded by China.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like that. Yeah, exactly.
But the thing is, what I'm saying, like the Chinese soldiers, they're brainwashed. The Russian soldiers are brainwashed. I feel bad for the guys.
Well, a lot of them don't have a lot of morale anymore on both sides, on Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah.
Because it's like, what are we fighting?
Exactly. Like, what are you fighting for?
Yeah. Land. At the end of the day. Land. It's always land.
Insane.
It's always land, yeah. Land and resources.
At the end of the day, yeah, you're right. It's just land.
Land and resources.
Because land has the resources.
Exactly.
God, bro. This is a terrible world, man.
Yeah. But at least Ukraine, at least Putin's initial plan has failed miserably. Because he thought he was going to get a hold of Kyiv just like that.
Right.
Like he was going to take it over completely, and that did not happen.
See, this is where I love the United States of America, but I can understand wanting to live in a non-confrontational country like Sweden. I can understand wanting to live in Sweden or a similar country like that, right? Because it's like we're involved in this, and we have to talk about this stuff. How much brain space does this take up of ours? And it should be not. It should be relevant to us. This is not important. I mean, it's important. Sorry, it's important stuff, but it's not important. Does that make sense? Like, land in itself is not important. Sweden does not care about land, bro, right? Norway doesn't care about that kind of stuff.
Sweden also doesn't aspire to run the world. We do.
Exactly.
We aspire to run the world.
Matt Gutierrez
doesn't look at how much
run the world.
Yeah, but then look at the benefits our country has. When was the last time our country was attacked? I can think of 9/11, right? 9/11 was the only instance I can think of was directly attacked.
There was an ISIS attack in San Bernardino.
Sure, but that was an American citizen doing it though.
Yeah.
It was brainwashed.
No,
so
yeah. Huh?
I'm talking about like a foreign adversary. COVID, sure, you could say yeah. You could say kind of unintentional.
When was Sweden attacked? Have they ever been attacked?
Yeah, but then look at, do they have Malibu in Sweden?
No.
Do they have all the resources we do? Like Americans, bro, look at us, how privileged we are.
No, we're privileged. I also think Swedish people are privileged, bro.
Yeah, of course. Sweden, yeah, if you live in Europe, yeah, sure.
Beautiful homes, bro.
Yeah.
No.
But then do you want to speak Swedish or English? Well, I don't know what I'll speak English.
I'll speak English.
No, like, come on. America, you can't. Yeah. I think the best place in the world to live in is America. There's no other country that you would rather live in.
No, I love America, but I can understand the sentiment of living in a non-confrontational
As an American living in another country.
Anybody. I can understand the sentiment of anybody living in a different country.
Sure. All right, I think that's the end of the podcast. What are you doing?
Oh, no.
No. I think we're done. Yeah. How long was that? That was good. We talked about Ukraine. Let us know what you guys think. We have a community of new people watching us. Our army that we're influencing.
Yeah, actually, we're getting an army alive, bro.
Army of YouTube supporters. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, folks.
Should we shout them out? Who are the people who watch us?
Open Eyes.
Caleb watches Nicholas. Zoe and Raven. Yeah. Who else watches us?
There's a few people.
There's a lot of them. Sanjay. Yeah. Irfan. There's a bunch of us.
Shout out, guys.
I'm forgetting some. Yeah.
Lots of them.
Thank you, guys.
All right, folks.
Share the podcast.